Welcome back to video training series number 3. Mike Dale here of SuperStaREO with Robert Weichelt, the founder of SuperStaREO, and he's closed over 1,300 REO transactions, broker extraordinaire here in San Diego, trainer, coach, seminar leader, and welcome back. Robert, we talked about how to get into the business, what the big problems are, the myths and everything. How do you, if you're an REO broker right now and you have very few listings but you have some experience, how do you supercharge your business at this point in the game?
Well, you know what I would do, Mike? First things first. Let's go back to basics. So many REO brokers got into this business, and next thing you know, I can speak from experience. The first thing I knew, back in 06, 40 listings. Didn't know what's going on. They did not have this kind of training that we have out here now. SuperStaREO has phenomenal training. One thing I would say to a broker that has listings or is looking to get listings, but more importantly, the agent that has listings that has seen an inventory slow down with the moratoriums that are put in place, go back to training. Go back to school. Get trained and certified with the up-to-date, latest, greatest information on REO.
Even the technology is changing. We have Equator on the portal side and many other asset companies now that are out there right now. People are poised for this new wave of REO.
Absolutely. They really are. More and more banks are coming up with their own portal. Sure, there's ResNet and REO Trans, now Equator, but for the most part, those are the two biggest.
BPO is still the crux of the game, though, isn't it? Isn't the fulcrum to get yourself the REO business?
You know what it is, Mike. I see agents all over the country, and a lot of their qualms are that, oh, I don't want to do BPOs, I just want the REO. Well, I got news for you. Most banks are wanting the agent to do 5 BPOs, quality BPOs, before they'll get their first REO assignment. And I personally, as an asset manager, would think that's the only way to go.
Okay, so the easy button is still you got to do BPOs, prove yourself, and then you get the REO.
Absolutely. Let's just give an example. Say somebody was to say, I want to get into the REO business right now. Number 1, there's still time. Number 2, what they would do is they'd sign up with every single bank, and they'll start on BPOs. Most banks, they're sending out the BPO requests. Now, you start doing the BPOs, and you can always tell when the REO market's coming. It's because you start seeing an influx of BPO requests. You do as many BPOs. I have a philosophy, big or small, I'll take them all. I want to do as many BPOs as I can, so I'm getting my name out there. I'm entrenched in the REO business.
When this REO game started, a very few of the agents were getting the bulk of the listings. That is changing now, isn't it?
You know what? In the very beginning stages, the asset manager basically didn't have anybody to turn to. They didn't have the REO specialist on their card. What they would do is a lot of the banks would say, dust off the old Rolodex and say, you still in real estate? You are? Good. Here's 500 listings. Well, that's proved fatal for the banks, if you can imagine. I mean, there's some good agents still around doing that, but for the most part, Mike, what happened is all the eggs in one basket mentality came out. So what they started doing is they started going to what's called capacity. The banks are saying, hey, Mike, you know what we'll do is we'll give you 25, 50 listings max in your inventory. Once you've handled that, when you close, then you replace. I'm finding that that's more and more what happens.
So it's really clear the banks are getting more systematized in this. They want us to move these distressed properties.
Absolutely. They want to do it with as less brain damage as possible. These properties, if they're sitting around too long, there's holding cost. So if these REO agents don't communicate and get these transactions closed in a timely fashion, they can lose a lot of money.
Let's talk about systems for a while, because you're a real big systems guy. How many listings do you have to have, would you say, before you need to start building teams, putting that REO Taza software in place and that kind of thing?
Well, for 2 questions there. The first thing is, when do you see like building your team? Everybody wants their entourage, if you will. They want to roll into wherever they go with their team of people. But I truly think that you should do everything your own first. You need to do the BPOs. You need to do everything that an REO transaction has in order for you. Then what I would do is the first person I would hire, probably around a pipeline of, say, 10 transactions, is hire somebody to do your accounting. QuickBooks experience is important. And reimbursements can kill your REO business. So if you're not doing REO reimbursements correctly, you will sink. So the first thing I would do is at about 10 transactions, you'll have the grasp of everything, how it goes, and then you go into hire an assistant, and then pick that person full-time, and then you grow to a buyer agent, and then you grow from there. So I would start with no fewer than 10.
Now, you come from a family of real estate brokers, so you know full well how to put systems in place.
I pride myself in making things easier, not delegating to the point where I'm not making any money. It's got to be a profitable business. My mother taught me a long time ago that you need to learn how to scrub the toilets if you're going to have somebody else scrub those toilets. And that's just the way it is with REO. You need to know how to do everything from A to Z with these REOs. So if you don't know how to do a cash for keys or an eviction or a BPO or a monthly report or reimbursements, how are you going to explain to somebody to do it? So I was taught a long time ago is you need to know how to do everything because you never know when it's going to be just you again.
What's the future of REO here as we go in the next 3 years?
The future of REO is going to be the trained and certified agents that we're seeing in our SuperStaREO classes. Those are the ones that are going to be continuing to get the REO business. A lot of here's what's happening. People are into instant gratification, Mike, and what's happening is these agents get in, get excited, do the training, and then they don't get immediate gratification, instant gratification. They bounce on to something else. The agents that stick to it and realize there's two things in our store, REO and short sale, those are the agents who are going to get the REO business.
Okay, that sounds good. And then SuperStaREO, what kinds of products and services do you offer?
You know, Mike, we're a full-service REO company. We're REO training, consulting. We have membership with tools. We have an incredible list of helpful tools to grow your business. We are a full-service REO short sale training company.
And that doesn't even mention the branching opportunities, which we'll talk about in our next video series.
That's right.
SuperStaREO, welcome aboard, and video series number 3 is over. Stay tuned to our website, SuperStaREO.com, for further updates on how you can accelerate your REO business. Mike Dale saying so long for now. Robert Weichelt as well. Have a great day.